Hello and welcome, everybody. I am Samuel Reese coming to you live tonight across YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. And it's the U.S. men's national team taking part in a competitive match for the first time in what feels like forever as they take on Honduras in the CONCACAF Nations League Semifinals from Mile High Stadium in the high altitude in Denver, Colorado. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Welcome into the broadcast. Great to have you along. And there's finally something at stake after months and months of friendlies. The United States men's national team finally faces a real test as it's a game that matters with a spot in the final of the CONCACAF Nations League up for grabs. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the semifinal that will take place later on tonight between Mexico and Costa Rica. Of course, many, including myself, would love to see a U.S.-Mexico final, to see that rivalry take center stage with silverware up for grabs. But first things first, as the U.S. and then Mexico later on will look to take care of business in their respective semifinals. And let's take a look at the United States starting 11. First for the U.S., it's Zach Steffen in goal, captaining the side tonight. The back line consisting of Anthony Robinson, John Brooks, Mark McKenzie, and Serginho Dest. Meanwhile, in the midfield for the U.S., it's Weston McKennie, Jackson Ewell, and Sebastian Lletget. And then up top, it is quite the trio of Christian Pulisic, Josh Sargent, and Gio Reyna. So a 4-3-3 formation for Greg Berhalter's side, and we will see how this one plays out. A very strong U.S. side. Of course, the two players that weren't with the team for the game against Switzerland were Christian Pulisic and Zach Steffen, who, of course, had the small matter of playing in the Champions League final that weekend. And that was just 5 days ago. And so Christian Pulisic and Zach Steffen met up with the team. Of course, the U.S. doing plenty of traveling themselves, flying from Switzerland to Denver for Pulisic and Steffen, flying from Porto, Portugal to Denver, Colorado. And both Pulisic and Steffen get the start tonight. We're underway from sunny Denver, Colorado, Honduras, and the United States, the CONCACAF Nations League semifinals. Honduras kick things off. They're attacking from left to right in all white. The United States in all blue, attacking from right to left in this opening half. And there are fans in attendance at Mile High Stadium, home of the Denver Broncos. And already a little bust up as John Brooks and Albert Elise will have to be split up. The referee already having his hands full. It is CONCACAF action. Expect the unexpected. And already Brooks and Elise exchanging some words. I'll just quickly go over the Honduras starting lineup right now. They're led by head coach Fabian Coito. And it's Luis Lopez in goal, Kevin Alvarez, Marcelo Pereira, Maynor Figueroa, and Diego Rodriguez at the back. In the midfield, it's Jonathan Toro, Davy Flores, Alexander Lopez, and Rigoberto Rivas. Up top, it is the duo of Albert Elise and Anthony Lozano. Here's Elise driving forward. Elise floats across into the back post, but that will head over the goal line for a U.S. goal kick. Of course, Albert Elise, a very familiar face for fans of Major League Soccer. Albert Elise was quite the striker for the Houston Dynamo just a few seasons ago. Now playing his club soccer in Portugal with Boa Vista. Albert Elise actually club teammates with Reggie Cannon of the U.S., of course. Boa Vista staving off relegation. Came down to the final match day, but they do stay in the first division of Portugal. Obviously, not a well-known club when it comes to European soccer. But both Reggie Cannon and Albert Elise play their club soccer for Boa Vista. Now on the ball is Gio Reyna of Borussia Dortmund. The U.S. coming off of a 2-1 loss to Switzerland in a friendly just 4 days ago. in Switzerland. Here's Josh Sargent to the end line. Attempted cross is blocked. And now Sargent will see it go out of play for a U.S. throw-in. This is a tournament in which the U.S. are expected to win. Anything short of that would be a big disappointment. But as I said, first things first, you have to take care of business here in the semifinal against Honduras, which won't be an easy task. This is a decent Honduras side that can cause some issues, that's for sure. Of course, the U.S. fell to Honduras at the U23 level in the pivotal CONCACAF Olympic qualifying match earlier in 2021, back in March. And that meant that Honduras are going to the Olympics instead of the United States. Of course, none of these players on either side were involved in that game, but still the same countries battling, that time at the U23 level, and this time it's the two national teams facing off. As that's last touched by Anthony Robinson, who plays his club football with Fulham. Fulham, who unfortunately got relegated. They'll be playing in the championship next season. Corner kick to Honduras. What a quick turnaround for the likes of Christian Pulisic and Zach Steffen right after playing in the Champions League final. Well, Zach Steffen, of course, on the bench, but Pulisic did come in. Very quick turnaround, not much time to celebrate. Here's a dangerous ball headed towards the penalty spot. Now headed out of the box. Christian Pulisic applying the pressure, but Honduras keep possession. That through ball blocked off by Sargent, who also got relegated in Germany with Werder Bremen. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Sargent leave Werder Bremen this offseason. Shouts for a Honduras free kick, nothing given. And now John Brooks taken down by Anthony Lozano. Anthony Lozano there. Lozano just clipping the left leg, the left ankle, I should say, of John Brooks. Easy decision for the official and a free kick to the U.S. What's going on, Nicholas? Don't say that. Don't say 2-1 Honduras again. No. Not happening. I'm sorry, Nicholas. Well, I'm not sorry. It's just not happening, okay? That pass into the middle, given away by the U.S. And this time it will be a foul against John Brooks. Brooks, who had a really solid season with Wolfsburg. Arguably one of the best defenders in the Bundesliga this season. A little shove to Anthony Lozano. Perhaps a little payback from John Brooks. The U.S. quickly win possession back off the ensuing free kick from Honduras. Robinson earns the U.S. a throw-in. Sends it back to Brooks. No Yunus Musa in the starting lineup. Instead, it's Sebastian Lletget, who, to be fair, has been in form as of late, scored the lone goal against Switzerland. What a through ball that is out wide. And now it's Pulisic, knocked away at the edge of the box. Here's Jackson Ewell of the San Jose Earthquakes. He and Lletget, the two MLS players in the starting lineup. Now a chance. And the left-footed strike fired wide by Giovanni Reyna. First shot in this game, goal kick to Honduras. It's rather quickly taken by Luis Lopez, but not enough room on that far side. However, Honduras win a throw-in. Good work by Elise. What's going on, Karam? Welcome into the broadcast, Karam. Much appreciated, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah, we'll see about that, Karam. I don't know. That should be a good game tomorrow between the Clippers and Mavericks. I mean, Clippers could force a game 7, but perhaps the Mavericks will finish them off. I don't know. I don't know. I have a feeling the Clippers will force a game 7. In all honesty, there's a feisty tackle and a last-ditch effort there to knock it away by Jackson Ewell. Had to time the challenge perfectly, and he did exactly that. It's now out of play for a Honduras corner kick. Yeah, the original challenge from Serginho Dest on Anthony Lozano. Looked to be clean upon replay. The corner kick comes from the far side for Honduras. This game in Denver, Colorado at Mile High Stadium. What's going on, Rude Boy TV? Welcome in. Here is the header, and that ends up wide on the effort by the right back, Kevin Alvarez. Yeah, Karam, I don't know what the Celtics are doing. I mean, I was glad to hear that they got rid of Danny Ainge, but then I was very disappointed to hear that they're keeping Brad Stevens, just moving him into a different role. I mean, that just makes no sense. They should have got rid of both of them, but I don't know what the heck they're doing. How does soccer offside work, Rude Boy TV? It's a bit. I mean, it's not complicated, but it can be a bit to explain, but I'll try to do it in my best terms. So essentially, when a player passes the ball to his teammate, the player that's receiving the pass has to be in line or behind the last defender. If you're the attacking player, you can't be in front of the last defender of the opposing team when the pass from their teammate is released. So it's hard to do hand gestures in an example on camera, but if you're beyond the last defender when the pass is released and that player who is in front of the last defender receives that pass, they're offsides. But if you're in line or behind the last defender, when the pass is released and comes to that player, then they're onside. That's the gist of offside in soccer. 10 minutes in, here's a chance for the United States. Nice cut. Shot is fired wide. What a chance for the U.S. Great bit of skill from Gio Reyna. He was dancing through the Honduras defense, but in the end, the right-footed effort just slotted wide of the far post. Yeah, it can be a little complicated to understand at first, Rude Boy TV, but it's really not that bad. But yeah, if you watch a couple of games, you'll catch on to the offside rule rather quickly. 6 caps for Gio Reyna and 2 goals with the U.S. men's national team. What's going on, Bargov? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let's go USA. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. You wish you had the energy that I have. Well, I appreciate that, Bargov. I love commentating games, and especially United States games. Here's Honduras. Strike from distance. Zach Steffen passes his first test of the match, making the stop. What an effort that was from a ways out. Yeah, that would have been a beautiful goal. Absolutely. A bit of filth from Gio Reyna, just couldn't deliver the final product. But yeah, for teams that I love in particular, like the United States men's national team, I'm passionate and I get super excited for games like these, especially meaningful games like this one. The winner to the final of the CONCACAF Nations League. Going back to that Honduras opportunity, it was Anthony Lozano with the takeaway. And quite an effort from distance, but no problem in the end for Steffen. And here are on Honduras in the attacking third, Along the near sideline is Flores. He wins a throw. Yeah, Reyna does seem to be on it early on for sure. Yeah, the creativity on our team can definitely be very good with the likes of Reyna, Pulisic, McKennie, even Sargent. It's exciting. It's really exciting. That's kept in by John Brooks along the end line. My viewers went up from the last time you were there. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Well, we got 15 in here. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in for this one. Yes, USA, let's go. Absolutely, Anthony. Here come the United States. It's Pulisic down the left wing. Pulisic onto his left. And a perfectly timed slide tackle from Kevin Alvarez. Pulisic frustrated with the end result, although he does earn the United States a corner kick. Yeah, I've been keeping up to date with the scores in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers, Nicholas. I saw that Uruguay are still tied with Paraguay late on in that game. Yeah. Yeah, I hope Balogun chooses the U.S. Absolutely. Here's Leggett. Good cross in, but the header just off target. Weston McKennie left wide open at the edge of the six. And the Juve man really should have done better in the end. A wide open opportunity. And that one just sent wide of the net. Let's see the replay once more. Yeah, I guess he had to get high up there, McKennie, and that's what threw him off. But yeah, he broke free from the defender quite easily. The U.S. creating some good looks early on. What's going on, Michael? Welcome in. Thanks so much for stopping by. When you saw USA was playing, you came straight to my channel. Well, you came to the right place. Thanks so much, Michael. Yes, I remember you were tuning in when we lost that Olympic qualifying match to Honduras, actually. Yep, that was back in March, I believe. But yeah, that was a rough evening for sure, Michael. But I do remember you tuned into that one. Hopefully, we'll get a better result tonight. Of course, that was the U23 side in Olympic qualifying. This is the senior team. But still, the job has to be executed by the United States tonight, and that is punching their ticket into the final. Yeah, that's a very cool idea, Rude Boy TV. I can, yeah, I go to a lot of New England Revolution games, actually. They're my MLS team. I live very close to Gillette Stadium. I go to a lot of their games. Maybe, oh, this is a ball clipped forward, taken to the end line, cut back. Sargent denied of a shot, second chance. And Reyna's effort to flex wide. It will result in a U.S. corner kick. Sebastian Leggett was also in the area. It looked like Marcelo Pereira got a touch for Honduras. Leggett had the cutback. Sargent was on the doorstep, making the near post run. But a timely intervention by Pereira. And now here comes the corner kick. Yeah, that's a good idea, Rude Boy TV. I might be able to make that work and commentate a game there in person. That would be really cool. Yeah, I think he will ultimately choose USA, Nicholas. So line drive, corner kick, Serginho Dest with a low-driven shot, blocked again by Honduras, and the U.S. will try once more from a corner kick on that far side. What's going on, Sebastian? Welcome in. I'll get to your question in a moment. Here's the outswinging delivery on the corner kick. Headed away from danger by Honduras. Still trying to clear the defensive third. Rodriguez gets it away. What team do I support, Sebastian? Well, at the international level, I am, as you can tell, diehard United States supporter, both the men's and women's national teams. And I also support Portugal. My dad is from Portugal, so I support the U.S. and Portugal at the international level. And then for club soccer, oh, this is a very slow back pass. Zach Steffen clears in the nick of time as the pressure was arriving. But what was I going to say? At the club level, the New England Revolution are my local club. I live in the United States. I live in Massachusetts, so the New England Revolution are my favorite MLS team. I go to a lot of their home games, as that switch of play is just beyond the reach of Christian Pulisic. But I do follow European soccer very closely. As I said, my dad's from Portugal, so my favorite team in Portugal are FC Porto. And then Chelsea are actually my favorite team in the Premier League, so I was delighted to see them win the Premier League title. And then I don't really necessarily support teams. I'm not like a fan of and a supporter of teams in different leagues, but I do follow pretty closely La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, a little bit of League. But yeah, but those are the teams I listed off are the main teams I support. But I follow a ton of soccer leagues throughout the world, really. I just love the beautiful game. What's going on? Diverse Merce, thank you for tuning in. Was I sad when Fagundes left? Yeah, a little bit. I was. I love Fagundes. When I was little, he was the youngest player with the team. Such a young player debuting for the Revolution. I actually got a picture with him and his autograph, which was pretty cool. And I always loved Fagundes. I didn't think, he just didn't get enough playing time. So I understand why he left. I thought he should have got more opportunity under Bruce Arena. And he usually did well off the bench as a substitute too, but he just didn't start enough, didn't get enough playing time. And it's good to see him scoring some goals early on in the season with Austin FC. Michael, unfortunately, I am not able to put a game clock with my scoreboard. It's pretty cool. I use StreamYard for my streams, but there's only so much I can do with the graphics that I don't know how to implement a running clock. So I apologize for that, but I will give updates more frequently. We are currently in the 19th minute. Ballistic to Werder Bremen. Oh, Nicholas. Yep, Euro 2020 is coming up, Michael. I am super pumped. I'm looking forward to commentating plenty of games in the Euros this summer. Obviously, one of my favorite international tournaments. Second favorite, obviously, behind the World Cup. But yeah, can't wait for Euro 2020. Copa America as well, which may or may not go forward. It will be held in Brazil. COVID rampant throughout South America. And then after Copa America and the Euros, it's the Gold Cup and, of course, the Olympics as well, although the U.S. men's national team won't be in the Olympics. Of course, it's U23 at the men's level, but the women will be, of course, the favorites as well. Here come the U.S. shifting the focus back to this game. Losing possession was Sebastian Lletget, cleared out a play for a U.S. throw. And trying to take it a little too far upfield was Anthony Robinson. The referee moves him back, and now Robinson throws it in. 20 minutes played. Yeah, Portugal is in the group of death, Michael. They are. France and Germany in our group. Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a group as this ball comes back to Alvarez. He sends it back to Lopez, the keeper. Lopez clears. And now it's back with Mark McKenzie. North Macedonia for the Euros. Another long ball played ahead that's just out of the reach of the target. This time, Gio Reyna. Possession goes to Honduras. Yeah, I don't know, Mauricio. Ewell's still a bit young. I really like him with the Earthquakes in MLS. But yeah, I've noticed that as well. He does struggle to play his position when he is under pressure. I don't know why that is, Mauricio. I think he's just a player who needs space whenever he's under pressure. His game is certainly affected quite significantly. So I've noticed the same. I'm not sure what the reason is for that. Because he'll have to obviously make an adjustment to his game, because he has to be able to play his position effectively when under pressure. That's just part of the job in all reality. Oh, you live there in Austin? Okay. You were in Denver to see his first goal. That's awesome. You're happy to have him there. Yeah, he's a great guy. Diego Fagundes. He grew up in Leominster, Massachusetts, so he was a local kid. Came through the Revs Academy as that through ball pass by Jackson Ewell finds no one, and it's out of play for a Honduras goal kick. Yeah, it's definitely a sad day, I think, for all Revolution fans when Diego Fagundes left. But he definitely got a great guy and a really good player in Diego Fagundes. I think immediately when he signed with Austin, I was like, he can certainly make an impact for that team, and he's done that so far. And what's going on, Enrique? Welcome in. Thanks everyone for stopping by on this Thursday evening, where this game's being played in Denver, Colorado in the Mountain Time Zone. It was just after a 5:30 local time start. And then at 8:30 local, it'll be semifinal number 2 between Mexico and Costa Rica. Both semifinals, and then the third place game and final on Sunday taking place in Denver, Colorado, at the home of the Denver Broncos, Mile High Stadium, up in the altitude. That pass from Sergiño Dest is stolen. Here come Honduras the other way. Great challenge by John Brooks. Brooks sprays it wide. The U.S. have numbers going forward. Cutting to the inside, and now losing it is Sergiño Dest. The takeaway by Alexander Lopez. Lopez drives this one forward. Albert Elise goes down, and a foul is called against John Brooks. Free kick to the visitors. Yeah, I definitely tend to agree with that, Nicholas. Tyler Adams is a big part of this team. He, of course, is recovering from injury. Didn't play for Leipzig in the last couple of games of the season. But he is part of this squad, so and he is. I believe he's cleared to play. So, obviously his will be limited if he does make an appearance. But obviously, you don't want to throw him in there when he's far from 100%. True, Maguire is a moving fridge. What's going on, Fernando? Welcome in, Fernando. Thanks for stopping by. Will I be streaming Mexico, Costa Rica? Unfortunately not, Fernando. I live on the East Coast, and that game doesn't start until 10:30 where I live, and I have school tomorrow, so it's just too late. So unfortunately, it's just too late. I apologize for that, but I will be streaming the final on Sunday, which hopefully is U.S. versus Mexico, but no guarantees in CONCACAF. 25th minute, as Elise is attended to by the athletic trainers. About 20 minutes to play in the opening half from Colorado. Albert Elise, 44 appearances, 10 goals with Honduras. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, a very familiar face for Major League Soccer fans. Spent many seasons with the Houston Dynamo. Now playing in Portugal with Boavista. Great to see fans in attendance as well for all 4 countries playing tonight. Of course, a majority of fans, U.S. fans for this one, but obviously Mexico have great support throughout the United States, and those fans will start to file in more and more as we get later into the night and approach that second semifinal. Good amount of Honduras fans as well, and I'm sure we'll see a solid group of Costa Rican supporters for semifinal number 2 as Elise is fouled once more. A late stab by Gio Reyna. And the set piece comes from a dangerous area. We'll see what Honduras can do. Gio Reyna, who committed the foul there, seems to be a bit shaken up, limping just a bit. Hopefully nothing too serious for Gio Reyna. Free kick to Honduras. Standing over it are Alexander Lopez, as well as Rodriguez, headed to the goal line, cleared away, and now Honduras with a chance and a goal kick awarded, and now it's getting heated. Reyna and Elise are going at it. John Brooks involved as well, and the referee has to take care of this situation before things get ugly. Brooks and Elise going head-to-head, face-to-face now, and this is what CONCACAF's all about. It's not a U.S.-Mexico rivalry, but these two teams, U.S. and Honduras, don't like each other either. There was all sorts of chaos in the penalty area. First a clearance off the goal line, and then penalty shouts from Honduras, but ultimately a goal kick awarded as Stefan came way out. The header from Elise cleared off the line, and then the U.S. a bit hesitant to clear the ball. Wow, I believe that was Josh Sargent with the goal-saving clearance here. Yeah, it was Sargent with the back of his head clearing it off the goal line. Absolutely incredible from Sargent, who went flying into the net afterwards. Honduras inches away from an opening goal. There is VAR in this CONCACAF Nations League tournament, but we play on a goal kick to the U.S. There was a Honduras player, couldn't quite spot out who it was that went down, but we play on. Wow, what an opportunity that was for the visitors as this goes out for a goal kick. What's going on, Elvin? You hope Honduras wins? Ah, man. No, go USA, go USA. But hey, that's all right. Even those who want Honduras to win, even though I don't agree with you there, I still greatly appreciate you joining the broadcast. You think Elise will score, Nicholas? Yeah, I mean, that's what I fear as a United States fan. If Honduras are going to score, I'll bet my money that it's going to be Elise. He almost did a moment ago. Yeah, I know, Mauricio. I know. It's pretty funny that the Nations League sole purpose was for qualification to the Gold Cup. But yeah, you're right. You know, pretty much every nation sent their A team. At the end of the day, I think both teams are just, oh, great ball in. The header saved. Josh Sargent with the opportunity. Denied by Luis Lopez. Yeah, right. As you said, Michael, they also get a trophy. So that's what I was just going to say. I think the main reason why we're seeing the strongest teams put forth by these nations because there's silverware on the line. Here's a nice through ball. Pulisic's in. Pulisic's shot is shut down. Luis Lopez shuts the door and makes the save at the near post. What an opportunity that was from Christian Pulisic. As the angle was cut down, and it stays 0-0 at just about the half-hour mark. It was Pulisic with the cross setting up Sargent moments ago. A powerful header by Sargent, but a quick reaction save by Luis Lopez to keep it out. Chances at both ends, but no goals yet. 15 minutes left in the half. And it will be Lopez taking this. Oh, wait, it looks like we had an offside, actually. So Pulisic was indeed offside. A late flag was raised. So Lopez takes the free kick. And now Anthony Robinson fouls Elise. Elise has been getting hacked all night so far. About a quarter of an hour to play in the opening half. Of course, a busy time for the United States. They had the friendly against Switzerland in Switzerland just 4 days ago. Nations League semifinal today, and then either the third place game, hopefully the final on Sunday, and then a friendly on Wednesday, next Wednesday that is, against Costa Rica. Going to that chance again from Christian Pulisic. It's a real good opportunity. By the way, it was not offsides, actually. It was just a continuation of play. Luis Lopez put the ball down on the floor, put the ball on his feet, and rather than punting it away. So that's what happened. My apologies. Throw in for Honduras on the far side. That pass out of play. U.S. throwing. Weston McKennie takes the throw. Gio Reyna loses it. Now a bit of pressure. Reyna wins it back, trying to thread it through to fellow Bundesliga teammate in Josh Sargent. Well, not teammates on the same team, but another Bundesliga player, I should say. Sargent with Werder Bremen and Reyna with Dortmund. Another foul against John Brooks, who happens to also play in Germany. I feel like the fouls on both sides have really been what's prevented any rhythm from really taking place in this game. Don't get me wrong, there have been opportunities, but the fouls have definitely made it more difficult to get into any type of rhythm, as Albert Elise controls in the far corner. Elise defended by Des. Des pokes it away, out for a Honduras throw-in. 12 minutes to play in the opening half. Yeah, absolutely. That is a key point to make, Michael. Yeah, I said at the top of the broadcast, this is the first competitive match in forever. I didn't have the exact amount of days, but there you have it, 572 days. Thanks for the official count, Michael. So, yep, it's been 572 days since the U.S. have played in an official competitive match. Outside of this, it's been all friendly since. Of course, a big part of that large gap in competitive play was due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's Christian Pulisic, number 10, into the midfield. Number 10 both for his club and country now, as Weston McKennie's knocked off the ball. Here's Rigoberto Rivas. Nice 1-2. Rivas down the left wing. Feeds it into the middle. Now Elise will switch it to the near side with Maynor Figueroa. Alvarez back for Figueroa. Sorry, Flores. Now it's back with Flores. He'll find Marcelo Pereira. Pereira across the back for Figueroa. And Honduras will work it all the way back to their keeper in Luis Lopez. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It's a competitive match for the U.S. men's national team. Something actually at stake. U.S. throw-in forthcoming. Sorry, Honduras throw-in, excuse me. 10 minutes to play in the opening half. We're still scoreless from Denver. On the near side, it's Alvarez. Now Flores. Honduras to the far side. Here's Flores in the middle. Albert Elise controls. Honduras with a long spell of possession here. We'll see what they can do with it. Now it's Anthony Lozano. Lozano out to the right sideline. Figueroa gets his own pass back. And once again, Honduras just content to move it back to the defense. Now driving forward is Diego Rodriguez. Couple of step over moves and getting fouled there was, I believe, Weston McKennie. Yes, it was. Albert Elise with a late challenge after losing possession. Destin McKennie applying a double team on Elise. Sometimes that's what you have to do to take it away from such a talented player like Albert Elise. Here's Pulisic. Some pressure on his backside. Chased a long way back by Elise, but Pulisic maintains possession. Now John Brooks. Robinson. Over to Ewell. Pulisic looking for Leggett, just couldn't thread it through. It was the right idea by Christian Pulisic. Now a nice turn here, opening up spaces Lozano. Lozano plays it forward, but a bit of miscommunication. And it's right to the feet of Zach Steffen. Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from, Mauricio. I'd like to see Tim Weah get more playing time with the national team. I really would. You know, he had a really good season with Lille. Of course, winning the French title with Lille, and He did well in the Europa League as well, I remember. I don't watch an awful lot of League but I did see a couple of Lille's games in Europa League, and Weah got a couple of starts, scored a few goals. Yeah, I think the future of Weah is bright as this is flipped in and now punched away. Luis Lopez quick off his line, and that's saved along the goal line to prevent a U.S. corner kick. And now Honduras looking to counter the other way. Watch out, the U.S. have to get back. John Brooks with some great piece of defending, denying Lozano. And now Lozano in retaliation, taking down Brooks, and the U.S. win a free kick. Yeah, that last chance for the U.S. is a really good idea. Curling ball in towards the back post. McKennie was making the run, but Lopez, the keeper, did well. How's the intensity of the game? It's decent, Fernando. Yeah, it's been all right. You know, it hasn't been like a super exciting back and forth game. But there have been chances at both ends. It's been far from boring at the same time, as this is a through ball. Leggett couldn't quite trap that ball as Kevin Alvarez stepped in, and now it's claimed by Luis Lopez. Yeah, it's been all right, Fernando. I mean, when it comes to the intensity, you know, there was a bit of bad blood between the two sides moments ago, about 10 minutes ago, when Brooks and Elise were getting into it. So I only expect the intensity to pick up more as this game continues. Yeah, Weah could have chosen France Nicholas. I'm glad he chose the United States. Do you think that should have been a card when Brooks was fouled, Michael? Yeah, it could have been. It could have been. Definitely a bit reckless from Lozano. Pulisic goes down. Free kick given. Alexander Lopez commits the foul. Pulisic's so good on the ball. Just so tough to defend. And Honduras are finding that out the hard way. Sebastian Leggett standing over the set piece. About 44 yards from goal, Leggett raises his arm, delivers the ball, but it's a routine claim. Luis Lopez is there for the easy save, and that's not the type of free kick the U.S. were seeking. As Lopez puts it on the ground, we'll play it at his feet. What's going on, Bandicoot? Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Do I think Mexico is going to advance? Yes, I expect them to. It's a really good Mexico team that they have. So yeah, I do expect Mexico to advance against Costa Rica. But then again, you never know in CONCACAF. Oh, look at this. Getting away from the defense is Lozano. Lozano crossing to the near post, but it's cut out by Mark McKenzie. Crucial intervention there. It will lead to a Honduras corner kick. Greetings from Colombia. Awesome to hear, Samuel. You have the same name as me. How about that? Thank you for joining the broadcast from Colombia. Yeah, you guys do also play today against Peru in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers. Yes, good luck to you guys in that match. An outswinging delivery, headed away. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, Carlos. Thanks for stopping by, Carlos. That's what I'm hoping to see, a U.S.-Mexico final. I think that's what everyone wants to see, unless you're a Honduras or Costa Rica fan, of course. Look at this pace from Gio Reyna. Reyna now hits the brakes, looking for support, gets trampled, and a foul called against Davy Flores. Reyna showing his ability on the ball, not the type of player that shies away from contact, and he got just bulldozed there by Flores. USA wins 3-1. I like your attitude, Carlos. I like your predictions. That's what I hope we see. No score in this one. First, the U.S. looking to get by Honduras tonight in the semifinal. John Brooks. Brooks finding Mark McKenzie. Let's go USA. Yes, Ben. Thanks for tuning in, Ben. Now it's Gio Reyna. Reyna crosses, blocked, and out for a U.S. corner. The United States have had plenty of corner kicks tonight. And here's another one on the way. Honduras will have to handle defending the set piece. It's Sebastian Lletget set to deliver the outswinging corner. Good ball in. Went off the head of Brooks. Now well outside the box, claimed by Serginho Dest. Jackson Ewell. Switch of play, but it can't be controlled on the far side by Lletget. Goal kick for Honduras. The final execution, the attacking third, just hasn't been there so far this evening for the U.S. That's what's been lacking for the United States. Certainly a ball that you expect Lletget to take down at this level, but just didn't time it properly. Goal kick to Honduras as we're 90 seconds away from first half stoppage time. A pleasure to have all of you tuning in tonight. 0-0 in this CONCACAF Nations League Semifinal. Luis Lopez with the goal kick. Dest to McKennie. McKennie will win a throw. Well, we started the game with much of the field covered by sun out in Denver, Colorado. But now most of the field is in shade. Just that far side of the pitch still has the sun beaming down at Mile High Stadium, home of the Denver Broncos, up in the altitude. Here's John Brooks. Pass up the middle is intercepted. And now Albert Elise is unleashed, I should say. Elise, a nice move to get by McKenzie. Elise cutting to the inside. Great ball across. And it was just beyond the reach of Anthony Lozano. Scary moment for the U.S. But it stays 0-0 into the 45th minute. We'll get the word on stoppage time in a matter of seconds. The U.S. turn it over once again in the midfield. Now it's sent back to Luis Lopez. 1 minute will be added on to the end of this first half. 0-0 between Honduras and the United States. A spot in the final of the CONCACAF Nations League is at stake. Lopez clips it wide. Time winding down in the opening half of play. It was a 5:30 local time start. Now 6:22 local. As this is brought forward by Flores. Flores sending it ahead to Rodriguez and knocked out of bounds by McKennie. USA dominating the game. I wouldn't necessarily say dominating the game, Sam, but they've been the better side, but it's not like Honduras haven't had their chances. I mean, just moments ago, Honduras had a brilliant opportunity. So I wouldn't necessarily say the United States have been dominating, but they have been the better side. However, we're scoreless at the break. There is the halftime whistle in Denver. No score after 45 minutes of play. It's the quote-unquote A team on display for the U.S. in front of plenty of fans at Mile High Stadium, but no celebrations to be had yet for the fans in attendance. Honduras, as a matter of fact, were the closest to scoring. If it weren't for a clearance off the line from Sargent, it would be the visitors on top. However, it's 0-0 at the break. Still a whole nother half to go in this Nations League semifinal. The halftime report is coming up next. Stay tuned. Welcome into the halftime report, everybody. Oh, thanks for the compliment, the nice words, Michael. I'm glad you enjoyed the first half call. Looking forward to the second half, which will hopefully result in goals from the United States. And absolutely, Carlos, the U.S. do have to play smart. They can't make any silly mistakes at the back, or that could cost them the game at the end of the day. Penalty for Argentina, really, Samuel. Argentina took the lead. All right, all right. Do you know who scored from the spot? Thanks for the update. There's nothing like CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers. I love watching CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers. But yeah, I'm with you, Fernando. I would have liked to see the U.S. Get off to a quick start, get a quick goal to get that monkey off their back and give them a lead, a little bit of comfort. But they don't have that, so not scoring in that first half, isn't the best situation to be in. I agree, Fernando. But it is still a tie game. Obviously, not quite the first half the U.S. were looking for. It would have been nice to see them put away some of their chances. They did have some good looks, just not quite able to capitalize. And off the top of my head, it was Gio Reyna in particular with quite an opportunity. His movement off the ball is the key for me. That's what makes him so great. That's what's enabled him to get into space, to create these opportunities. And of course, the one chance in particular that I have in mind is that opportunity where he received the pass from just outside the box, weave through the Honduras defense, and then just put the shot wide of the far post. One of the best opportunities for the United States in that first half. But as you see on the scoreboard, the U.S. unable to take advantage of any of the chances they got, and it remains a scoreless game. Now, John Brooks, also someone I want to highlight because he's been in the midst of all the chippiness so far, going at it with Elise from the start. And then those two were chirping at each other. Brooks committing some fouls himself. Brooks being taken down. And then later, Brooks and Elise would go at it again, where other players from both sides were involved as well. I like it. John Brooks, as long as you don't do anything stupid, get the team fired up from the start. Show as a veteran player that this is a big game, this is a meaningful game, and that you want it. So I like Brooks trying to, get into the head of Elise, exchanging words, getting into it. I like to see that. It's games like these in CONCACAF. They're going to involve some chippiness, and why not set the tone from the start? You just sub to my channel. I greatly appreciate that, Samuel. Thank you so much. Yeah, Ben. They're not sitting entirely deep, but yeah, they are sitting a bit deep. You can tell by the way they played in that first half. It's not like they're parking the bus like Jose Mourinho style, because Honduras know that, they're better than that, in all honesty. Honduras, they're a solid team, but they're definitely they definitely get numbers behind the ball. Whenever the U.S. are in possession, Honduras are sitting a bit deep, looking to get that counterattack opportunity, and it almost worked. Albert Elise had that chance down the right wing, crossing it into the 6-yard box, and it was just out of the reach of Anthony Lozano, or it could have been an opening goal for Honduras. It was really a great chance for the visitors. So yeah, that is basically what their strategy has been, looking to catch the U.S. on the break. You're exactly right. Well, after the break, I'll look ahead to the second half. 0-0 between Honduras and the United States. Back for more on the Halftime Report. Welcome back into the halftime report, everybody. Thanks so much to everyone who's tuned in tonight, and still a whole nother half to play from Denver. Honduras 0, United States 0. No goals through the opening 45 minutes, but still a whole nother 45 to play. And from the United States perspective, as some of you intelligently brought up in the comments, you guys brought up some good points. Fernando definitely bringing up the point that the U.S. not scoring in the first half, not the best situation to be in, which is very true. And then Carlos saying that we have to play smart. That is very true heading into the second half. The U.S., they can't, because where I worry with the U.S., for whatever reason, I'm not certain with them at the back quite yet, and I think they're capable of making a bad mistake every now and then. And that can happen with any team, even the best European nations. One bad mistake can always happen at any given moment, and in a tight game like this, that could prove to be a costly mistake and possibly the difference in the game. So the U.S. just can't afford to make any mistakes at the back. And then attacking wise, I think the United States, they have to just connect that final pass. They have to be more sharp in the attacking third and finish their opportunities. And if they can do that, then the U.S. should be in pretty good shape. Yes, Ben, Pulisic is playing in this one. Yep, he started this game actually. So after playing in the Champions League final on Saturday, only had a little bit of time to celebrate as he flew from Porto to Denver. And he started in this game. And we'll see if he can make things happen in this second half. He will certainly be a player to look out for in the second half, which is coming your way next. No score at the break. Second half on the other side. All right, welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. And just like that, we're underway in the second half from Denver, Colorado. Yeah, that is very true, Elvin. Honduras defense has been very solid so far, not letting the U.S. Get many real good looks at goal. It's been a stingy Honduras defense against the attack of the United States, and they'll need to continue to do that in the second half. As that long ball forward is just ahead of McKennie, and out to handle it was Luis Lopez, the keeper for Honduras. Jackson Ewell's pass is blocked. Now bouncing ball claimed by Honduras. Here's a strike from distance. The block there came from Mark McKenzie. Now it's Weston McKennie. Gio Reyna back to Serginho Dest. No halftime substitutions from either manager. So we'll see when the first change comes from both sides as the second half progresses. Sargent lays it back to Jackson Ewell. And that's an errant pass off the mark from Anthony Robinson. Out for a Honduras throw. It will be Kevin Alvarez to take this Honduras throw-in. Alvarez will go up the line. One back by the U.S. Here's Ewell. Back for John Brooks. Still awaiting the first goal of this game. Early stages of the second half. Now Brooks finds Weston McKennie. Serginho Dest. Yeah, I'd say so, Ben. I'd say that the game being in Denver is an advantage for the U.S. Yeah, both semifinals and then the final on Sunday all taking place in Denver, Colorado. Yeah, I think so. I think home field advantage is a factor. There are plenty of fans allowed at Mile High Stadium. Looks like the stadium's probably half full. Not sure exactly what the capacity limit is for this game due to COVID. As Gio Reyna goes down, foul called against Diego Rodriguez. Free kick from just outside the box coming up. But yeah, I think most importantly, Ben, is that for the U.S., you have to win your home games. And that's what they weren't able to do in the 2018 World Cup qualifiers. So when it comes to home games, you simply have to take care of business. So perhaps it puts a bit more pressure on them, too, playing at home. But I definitely think it's an advantage, playing in your home country. Yeah. Here comes the free kick from just a few yards outside the box on the right wing. Both Sebastian Lletget and Christian Pulisic are standing over it. Lletget serves it in. Headed away by Albert Elise. Another underwhelming free kick from the U.S. They have to track back. Serginho Dest gets to the ball first. And now Dest will send it back to Steffen. Laid out wide to Dest. Deflected pass out for a U.S. throw. Here's Jackson Ewell. Through ball, too much weight. Christian Pulisic not going to get there. And that's what I was alluding to at halftime. That final piece of execution, that final product just hasn't been on display for the U.S. Obviously, these players, haven't played together with each other on a consistent basis, of course. It's a lot of talent on the pitch, but they definitely, you can tell they haven't played together long enough to really gel as much as they would like, as Figueroa went in for the challenge. Perfectly timed on Pulisic, and look at this through ball. Wide open down the right wing. Here's a chance. Sent across, but Zach Steffen is out to make the save, and it deflects back off of Lozano for a U.S. goal kick. The Man City keeper charging off his line to make the save. A questionable non-call at one end as Figueroa came through on Gio Reyna, leading to a breakaway chance at the other. And perhaps Lozano, with just too much time to think about a decision, in the end looked to square it across, but Steffen was out in time. And in the end, the U.S. win a goal kick, an opportunity wasted for Honduras. Yeah, I know, Elvin. That was an unbelievable chance. Are the two teams closely ranked by FIFA? No, they're not. They show the rankings before the games. Before the game, the U.S. are much higher in the FIFA rankings. Let me pull them up. In fact, they showed in the pregame, but I already forget. Meanwhile, it looks like Figueroa is down at the other end for Honduras, injuring his head perhaps as ice is applied to his forehead, and yep, that is Figueroa down. All right, so Ben, the U.S. are ranked 20th, and then let's see where Honduras are. Honduras are 67. So, yeah, that's obviously that tells you, that the U.S. are certainly favorites in this one. Figueroa, by the way, for Honduras, making his 105th appearance for the national team, a veteran on this team. But yeah, so U.S. are ranked 20th in the world. Honduras are 67th. Yeah, I know. 2 missed shots, Elvin. That was a really good chance. Serginho Dest with a nice touch to get by Toro. Serginho Dest still going, but the pass is turned over. And now he'll have to track back. It's Honduras the other way. That pass, though, blocked off by Jackson Ewell. Ewell ahead to Gio Reyna. Reyna down the right side. Reyna cutting into the middle. Goes down. Now a blast from distance. And the save made as Lopez was alert. Josh Sargent with an absolute laser. And now Diego Rodriguez is down for Honduras, clutching his head. Some boos raining down from the American supporters in Denver. Yeah, what a shot that was. That was a cannon. My goodness. And the referee, did he almost get in the way here? Yeah, the referee was nearly in the way. Sargent just came swooping in. Gio Reyna was furious that a foul wasn't called. It certainly should have. And even though Sargent didn't get a shot off, the referee has every right to call that back. You can look to play advantage. That shot was fired in on goal just about 2 seconds after the foul. So the referee certainly could have had the opportunity to call it back, but he didn't see it as a foul. The referee definitely allowing a lot of physical play in this one. 54th minute, and no score from Denver. Winner to the CONCACAF Nations League Final to take on either Mexico or Costa Rica. Of course, El Tri will be the favorites later on tonight against Costa Rica. As this is headed out of play. Well, Elvin, we see that from all supporters all around the world. Whenever a player goes down from the opposing team and the fans are frustrated, they're going to boo. No, yeah, you're right, Ben. You're right. Yeah, especially in CONCACAF, it's never an easy game, usually. Teams like Honduras, Costa Rica, even Trinidad, of course. I don't even want to bring them up because we all know what happened there. They can be tough matchups. Of course, Canada are getting a lot better too. as Mark McKenzie will win a throw-in for the United States. 10 minutes gone in the second half. No change in the score line. 0-0 at Mile High. The altitude there in Denver, similar to that of the altitude at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Of course, a very popular venue where the Mexican national team play, I believe, all their home games. You want Mexico and USA, Carlos? All right. Yeah, I'm rooting for a U.S.-Mexico final. I hate Mexico with a passion. As a U.S. fan, I can't stand Mexico. But I'd like to see that final just because it's a great rivalry. And I think the U.S. can get over the hump and beat Mexico. But first, the U.S. have to get by Honduras here, and then Mexico have to defeat Costa Rica later tonight. Here's Weston McKennie. McKennie finding John Brooks. Brooks now back to McKenzie. Into the attacking half of the pitch. Serginho Dest is met by a harsh challenge and a late whistle, but a free kick is awarded to the U.S. Foul against Rodriguez, and now a card will come out. I thought we'd never see a card the way this game has been officiated, but out it comes. First booking of the match. Diego Rodriguez shown yellow. Yeah, yellow card there to Rodriguez. First booking of the evening. Oh yeah, I'm well aware, Ben. I'm a regular Premier League viewer. Premier League and MLS are the two leagues I watch a lot of. So I'm well aware. I know Premier League players do a pretty good acting job themselves. Yeah. Here's Serginho Dest. Anthony Robinson. La Liga, the same deal. It's like that in most leagues. Some leagues are worse than others, but it's just part of the game, isn't it? Weston McKennie wins the throw. Oh, it's a long throw, and on the turn, it's fired over the bar. Josh Sargent nearly found the back of the net. A spectacular effort almost from Josh Sargent. How about the long throw from McKennie? And then on the turn, Sargent just couldn't keep the ball low enough. This was a spectacular effort on the turn, the left-footed strike just going over the crossbar. A real good look for the United States, but it stays 0-0. Yeah, that was very close from Sargent. Here now is Lozano. Turned over in the midfield. McKenzie, though, gives it right back to Honduras. McKennie wins it right back. Here come the United States. Christian Pulisic with pressure from behind. Sprays it wide. Reina, edge of the box, squares it towards the penalty spot. And that's sent away for a U.S. throw. Yeah. No, La Liga's the same story. Yeah, absolutely. This is headed back out. Reina will once more take the throw-in. Closing in on the hour mark. We're still awaiting the first goal of the game. It's the semifinals of the CONCACAF Nations League. This tournament was really created because of the invention of the UEFA Nations League that I'll mention Portugal won the inaugural edition of. And I think it's been pretty successful, replacing friendlies. And so the CONCACAF Nations League now giving opportunity to smaller nations as well, with all 41 CONCACAF nations taking part in the tournament, and gives smaller nations an opportunity to play competitive matches that, don't appear in the Gold Cup. Of course, once we get to the semifinal stage, it's the best sides. But just like the format of the UEFA Nations League, you have in CONCACAF leagues A, B, C, and D. So it's a very similar concept. There was a shot from a handball on an earlier effort from Pulisic, but the arm was certainly tucked in from Pereira. The right no call, Rigoberto Rivas down for Honduras, and the referee calling for the stretcher here. It looks like Fabian Coito is set to make his first change as the stretcher comes out for Rivas. What's going on, Shane? Welcome into the broadcast. What's good, Shane? Welcome in. So glad to have you on board. Appreciate you stopping by, Shane. Let's see what we got here in the comments. Yeah, I know, Carlos. The U.S., the longer this stays 0-0, the more nerve-wracking it gets and the more confidence Honduras will gain. Yeah, Honduras have looked solid tonight. I mean, it's not like they parked the bus the entire way. They've had chances. And they obviously have the threat up top of both Albert Elise and Anthony Lozano. Those are two really good strikers up top for Honduras. Yeah, not yet, Bargov. We'll see if this ends up going to penalties, but we're far from that possibility. But penalties could loom as this game continues, and if this scoreline stays deadlocked, 0-0 in Denver, Colorado. So no substitutions made yet by Greg Berhalter. My guess on the first sub coming on, Yunus Musa. That's what I'm going to go with. I think he should start, in all honesty. I mean, all respect to Sebastian Lletget, but I'd like to see Musa in there. I really would. Oh, nice combination play. Making the run is McKennie. Oh, what a slide tackle that was, but it's one back on the right wing. Attempted cross by Sargent, cut out, and it will be a U.S. throw-in. But the United States starting to pick up the intensity here, knowing that they need a goal soon, or else this could be a nervy ending in Denver. Wow, what a perfectly timed slide tackle, perfectly executed slide tackle moments ago to take it away from McKennie. Yeah, penalty kicks would force me to have a nervous breakdown, so hopefully we don't have that. And it looks like we'll have a double change made here by Fabian Coito. It will be Rodriguez coming out. Sorry, Rodriguez coming in for Rubio. My apologies. So Rodriguez in. Acosta will also make an entrance for the visitors. Acosta replacing Alex Lopez. So those are the two changes by Honduras. We've yet to see the United States make a substitution. Same 11 that started still out on the pitch. '64th minute at the moment. Nice acrobatic effort to win possession by McKenzie. Ewell takes a bump from behind. An easy foul call against Albert Elise. Yeah, that was excellent defending on that previous play. Yeah, penalties are very, very nerve-wracking. And now another change by Honduras. Interesting. As Alvarado will replace Diego Rodriguez. Rodriguez did pick up the yellow card earlier in the half, so perhaps that's a big part of the reason why Fabian Coito is taking out Rodriguez. He owns the only booking of this game. No other cards so far. That could change soon. This ball lofted in. Honduras clear their box out of danger now. And now Honduras are posing an attacking threat. This ball played ahead by Lozano. Albert Elise on the end of it. Elise cutting to his right. Elise firing. That's just over the bar. Honduras knocking on the doorstep, but now the flag is raised on the far side as the assistant referee let it play out, but Elise was offside in the end. And had it gone in, it wouldn't have counted. Yeah, yep. There are some Honduras players playing in MLS. And I yeah, when it comes to European players, I know Albert Elise, who used to play in MLS for Houston Dynamo. He's now playing in Portugal actually with Boa Vista. Elise is actually club teammates with Reggie Cannon. Cannon, of course, on the United States. Funny story there. But I don't know. Is there another player, Elvin, from Honduras that plays in Europe? I don't know the other one off the top of my head. I know Elise plays in Portugal. And then there's other players that play in MLS. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not too familiar with the Honduras team in all honesty. But I do know a few of the players. Not Europe, but MLS. Okay, yeah. I think Elise is the only player on Honduras playing in Europe right now. But yeah, there are a few others on the Honduras team that play in MLS. I think yeah, I don't know which ones off the top of my head in all honesty. I haven't seen this, I haven't seen a lot of these Honduras players in a while, but some of the names do seem familiar. Yeah, some are playing to a good standard, absolutely. No, this is a decent Honduras team, they're in the semifinals of the Nations League for, a reason. Yeah, it's usually when it comes to CONCACAF, then obviously US, Mexico, top of the tier. But then you've got, Costa Rica have dropped off a little bit. Costa Rica used to be, really, real good. Costa Rica are still solid. Honduras are right there. Yeah, Honduras and Costa Rica are always two teams that are challenging US and Mexico. Trinidad are decent. El Salvador are all right. But yeah, and then Canada, of course. I can't keep forgetting about Canada. They're getting better and better, Canada. But yeah, no, there's some good players playing in decent leagues for Honduras. Oh wow, there's a 16-year-old playing in Europe right now. Wow, he doesn't have his physical yet. Okay, yeah, I was not aware of that, Elvin. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye on him. I mean, for crying out loud, he's my age. And I'm almost 17. I might be older than him. Here's Serginho Dest. Dest onto his left foot. Short pass forward cutout. And now it's Elise with his back to McKenzie. Lays it back. And now it's sent up the sideline. Won by Jackson Ewell. I mean, yeah. I see what you're saying, Mauricio. I don't think that's fully true. I mean, you're right, though. There's some really good players from other countries that play in MLS, but there are also some good. I think what you're saying is that the best American players are playing in Europe now, which is very true. But there still are some really good American players, particularly young American players like Caden Clark at the moment that are really good. Yeah, the U.S. have a lot of good players too. But then again, you look at this U.S. team, which is their A team. It's mainly players that are playing in Europe with some of the best clubs in Europe. So, a lot of the best players in the U.S. are going to Europe rather than playing in MLS, which, is obviously completely understandable. But, MLS still has a lot of homegrown talent, American players, and then even American players who are in their prime that are, solid for their clubs. Like Sebastian Lletget, who's in the starting lineup this evening. He's been great for the Galaxy. You're Honduras in the attacking third. This is back with Acosta. Now in the middle. Sending it wide is Figueroa. It's now on the far side of the pitch. 70th minute. 20 to play, and we're still in a scoreless deadlock. As that cross is comfortably handled by Zach Steffen. Steffen will quickly Throw it forward for Christian Pulisic. Now Reyna driving forward for U.S. Reyna takes a nudge from behind. No foul called. The U.S. keep possession. Pulisic out to the left side. Now a cross lifted in. Headed away. Only as far as Serginho Dest. Dest, step over move. Now a ball at the edge of the box. McKennie lays it back to Reyna. Player down, away from the action for Honduras. Ball floated in, but McKennie's header is straight to Lopez. The frustration continues to mount for the U.S. as the Honduran player down. I can't quite make out who it is, but he'll need medical attention. Yeah, I saw that, Ben. Actually, I was listening to a show here in the U.S. called Football Americas. Football Americas. It's Herculez Gomez and Sebastian Salazar. Herculez Gomez played for the United States. And they are the hosts on the show. And it's every Monday and Thursday, and they talk about basically soccer throughout the CONCACAF region. And they brought that up in today's show earlier this evening. I was listening to it. They brought that up, that apparently Messi's new contract does have a clause saying he'll play 2 seasons with Inter Miami in MLS. Boy, would I love it if that's true. I hope it is. That would be spectacular if Messi came to MLS at the end of his career. Yeah, what is it, like 2020? Is it 2023 and 24 or 24 and 25? Something like that. Yeah, I heard those reports. We'll see if that's true. Yeah, it is Rivas. Yep. The U.S. have still yet to make a substitution. Yep, thanks for that, Elvin. It is Rigoberto Rivas being attended to on the sideline. He was just stretchered off to the sideline. It looks like Garcia is set to enter for the visiting side. The referee drops it into the hands of Lopez, and we resume play. The Hondurans with the ball. Still a 0-0 game in Denver. This punt is a line drive and a perfect pass in the end. And Honduras will win a throw-in. That punt was perfect, finding Rodriguez down the sideline. It'll actually be a double change here. Garcia will replace Marcelo Pereira. And Joel Benavides will also be checking in for Honduras. And he will replace Rigoberto Rivas, to no surprise. Rivas' injury significant enough that he will not be able to continue. And so that means that Honduras have used all 5 of their available substitutions. So Honduras have used all 5, and the U.S. haven't used 1. Yeah, it's true, Bargov. That's the unfortunate reality. You know, like club soccer in this country is just ridiculously expensive. It's unfortunate. You know, you got to give everyone an equal opportunity to play the beautiful game, and that's how we're gonna, you know, grow the game in this country in the most effective way. But you know, it's just how it is. It's super expensive. Oh, really? Honduras does as well. Your family's from Honduras. Okay, very good, very good. As McKennie makes the run, but once again, unable to quite get there. However, a foul will be called. It's brought back for a free kick, and a yellow card comes out to Acosta. Acosta's first contribution is gathering a booking. Gio Reyna has been hacked at all night long. And so Acosta came in minutes ago, He's shown a yellow, and now concern for the U.S. as Gio Reyna is down in quite a bit of pain. He will require medical attention with 15 minutes to play. Yeah, I'm sure Honduras do have a lot of young ballers. I'm sure they do. Yeah, soccer in the U.S. is messed up. The whole way they run soccer, from the youth level at a young age on, it's corrupt basically. Only the people with a lot of money can afford to, play at the highest level. That's not how it should be. Because there's a lot of talent. This country's so huge. There's a lot of talent in this country. But some, can't afford it, and they go unnoticed, unfortunately, because they can't play, in the big showcases where there's eyes on those games. As here's a shot from distance, a save made by Zach Steffen. I don't know, Ben. That's a good question. I would. It might be a little bit of both. I'd lean towards fitness. It doesn't seem like any of the players are really that gassed. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Honduras are awfully tired. I think a lot of these I don't know in particular. What many of these Honduras players, what their schedules have looked like lately. But I think perhaps it's just a fitness issue. That's why there's been so many that they've used all their substitutions in the opening 75 minutes. Here's a run by Elise to the end line. Yeah, exactly, Elvin. Soccer is kind of pay to win in the U.S. It is. It's unfortunate. You're playing academy right now? That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah. Yep. That is great. Yeah, our scouting should be so much better. That's another good point, as Alvarez whips in the cross, but that's beyond everyone, and out for a U.S. goal kick. Nil-nil still the score. Thank you, everyone, for joining the broadcast. And now at last we'll see a couple of U.S. substitutions. Make it 3 U.S. substitutions. Reggie Cannon, Jordan Siebatcheu, and Brendan Aronson all set to come on. So Cannon will replace Robinson at left back. We'll also see Aronson replace Reyna. Reyna's still limping a bit, so he's unable to continue. We'll keep an eye on that injury for Sunday's match. And so Siebatcheu, who had a great season with Young Boys in Switzerland, comes on for Sargent. So 3 substitutions made at once by Berhalter. Can fresh legs catapult the U.S. to victory late? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's completely understandable, Elvin. I mean, like club soccer, soccer in this country in general, it's just so expensive. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's still 0-0, Nicholas, since it's been that way since 30th minute. What happened? Not a whole lot, Nicholas, in all honesty. Since there were no goals. There were some chances. Honduras had a chance in the first half, cleared off the line. The U.S. had some good looks. There have been some decent opportunities, but, nothing spectacular yet, obviously, with the scoreline being 0-0. Yep, it is the 80th minute now. Yeah, I think those are good changes by good substitutions, Ben. Yep. You have Reggie Cannon, who I really like at left back. He played a full season in Portugal with Boavista. You have Brendan Aronson, who had a terrific season for RB Salzburg in Austria. Aronson's still young, but definitely capable of coming in as a super sub. And then Jordan Siebatcheu, as I mentioned, he was spectacular with Young Boys, had some great performances in the Europa League. So, yeah, I like all 3 changes. I do. Although I'm a bit surprised not seeing Yunus Musa coming in, who of course plays for Valencia. 10 minutes until stoppage time. You're watching hockey, Nicholas. Were you watching some of the Bruins Islanders? I am a big Bruins fan. I was disappointed to see that the Bruins and the U.S. men's national team play at the same time on the same night. Although when this match ends, I do plan to start a new broadcast for the final minutes of that Bruins game. It is the playoffs, so I do have the Bruins game on my phone to the side. It's looking decent so far for the Bruins. Close game, obviously. It was 1-0. It's 1-0 right now. Actually, end of period 2. Craig Smith scored for Boston. Here's a Honduras throw-in. Now this ball comes to the midfield. Pulisic back to Brooks. Brooks deflected effort finds its way to Sergiño Dest. What's going on? Can I repeat your name? Absolutely. What's going on? Rosa Melano. Welcome into the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Thanks for tuning in. Brooks ahead. Aronson, the header. And making the run to the near post was Sibachu, but out to claim was Luis Lopez. It's a good look. Brooks with a really good ball forward. Aronson with the right idea, trying to head it into the path of Jordan Sibachu. The subs looking to link up. Do I like Cannon over Yedlin? Yeah, it's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't know yet. I think I do. No disrespect to Yedlin. I like Yedlin, but he is getting up there in age. You know, I like how this U.S. team is trending towards, playing a lot of young and up and coming players that will be around for a while. As Kellen Acosta comes into the match, replacing Jackson Ewell, MLS for MLS there. Ewell with San Jose coming off, and Acosta with Colorado coming in. Acosta plays his club soccer right down the road. And now to the edge of the box. Here's a chance for Honduras. Laying it off. But Flores was impeded as Sibachu stepped in, and now a strike from distance, but no problem handling that one for Zach Steffen. Oh, you used to live in Boston when you were younger. Okay, yeah, I live in Boston. Well, just outside of Boston, so I'm a diehard Boston sports fan. But you have to be a Tampa fan. Okay, you guys are down to Carolina right now. All right. Yeah, I was not aware of that. I know that game's going on right now. You guys do have a 2-0 series lead, though. Yeah, maybe our teams will meet in the playoffs again next round, Bargov. Yeah, I try to commentate every Bruins game unless there's some conflicts where I have something going on, or if there's two of my favorite teams playing at once, like tonight, where I decide to pick the U.S. But I will be on for the end of the Bruins game once this game ends. There'll probably be a few minutes left in it. Yeah, 5 subs are allowed, Michael. Yep, thanks for that, Elvin. Yep, 5 substitutions allowed. So Honduras have used all of them, and the U.S. have 1 remaining, as Mark McKenzie is shown yellow for his challenge on Anthony Lozano. First booking to a U.S. player tonight. As we are now in the 85th minute. Time winding down. Yeah, that's true, Barkov. That's very true. I mean, it's crazy. 27 should be his prime. 27 just feels old for this U.S. team because it's such a young team. But no, it's tough, Barkov. I need to see a little bit more about them. Yedlin, of course, appeared in the friendly against Switzerland. Yeah, I don't know, because by the time for World Cup qualifiers, I'll be interested to see what Greg Berhalter does. I wouldn't be surprised if he went with Yedlin just because of that experience, and I wouldn't necessarily be against it, but I do really like Reggie Cannon. I liked him at FC Dallas. He's got some valuable experience in Europe, playing in Portugal with Boavista, as Brendan Aronson was around Benavidez there, but it was Reggie Cannon, in fact, following through with the challenge on Benavidez. Free kick to Honduras in a dangerous area. Is there 30 minutes extra time? I knew that question was going to come the longer this game stayed tied, Ben. I actually don't know the answer. I meant to look that up before this game started. My apologies. I should be prepared for stuff like that as a broadcaster. I should know that. I do not know if this game goes to extra time or straight to penalties, in all honesty. Maybe one of you in the chat knows. I forgot to look it up before this game started. And now a yellow card will be shown. Will it be shown to Greg Berhalter? Or will it be shown? No, I think Tyler Adams was shown a yellow. Tyler Adams on the bench for the U.S. as a substitute. And he had something to say to the referee, and I believe he was shown a yellow card. Not even in the match, Adams given a yellow. But Ben, I'll definitely let you know once I find out. I'm sure they'll tell me on the broadcast for this game, or they'll put it up on a graphic, because this is sent to the back post, and it just escaped Alberth Elise, but it was last touched by the U.S. Throw into Honduras, 87th minute. This game coming down to the wire. It's a nerve-wracking finish in store for fans of both sides here in the CONCACAF Nations League Semifinals. Come on, USA. Throw-in will be taken by Kevin Alvarez. It's a bit congested in that far corner. Now clipped in by Davy Flores. Headed away by John Brooks. Honduras, though, win possession back. And now it's sent all the way back for Luis Lopez. Yeah, it has been quite even, Carlos. I can confirm that a yellow card was shown to Tyler Adams. Yep. I'm not sure what he said to the referee from the sideline, but it wasn't anything pretty, I'm sure. As Acosta clips it forward, headed away, out for a U.S. throw-in. I don't know if he struggled at Boavista, Mauricio. I mean, I wouldn't go to the point where I'd say he struggled. I mean, he's done okay there, as it's headed across by McKennie and fired in! The U.S. take the lead! It's Jordan Sibachu! Goal USA! And in the 89th minute, it's perhaps the game-winning goal from the substitute Jordan Sibachu. And the fans can finally celebrate in Denver as the U.S. score the breakthrough goal. And that might be the game winner right there. Wow. A late goal from the United States. John Brooks finding McKennie. McKennie heading it into a dangerous area. And then the diving header inside the 6 from Jordan Sibachu. He fires one home. Roof of the goal. No chance for Luis Lopez. And the U.S. take the late lead over Honduras. And finally, Mile High Stadium is rocking. Jubilation on the face of Greg Berhalter. And the U.S., as much as they are celebrating, probably find that goal relieving, as Sibachu's 89th minute strike has the U.S. on top. Now Honduras have to go after it. It's desperation time for the Hondurans now, trailing by a goal. Yeah, thank God indeed. Big time goal. Oh, thanks for that, Michael. No extra time. Well, now we won't even have to worry about that possibility. Yeah, I had a feeling that we would have gone straight to PKs if it was tied, but I didn't know for certain, so I didn't want to say anything. But thanks for that, Michael. Yeah, I mean, this game was close all game. I wouldn't go as far as to say Honduras suck. Peppa Pig. They will add 5 minutes to the second half. There's still time for Honduras to salvage an equalizer. This is Albert Elise. He gets by Brooks. Elise with a chance and a save made. Zach Steffen with the stop as the United States clear beyond midfield. This is all the way back now with Garcia. 4.5 minutes to play. Now it's with Maynor Figueroa. Figueroa going out wide. The U.S. trying to find their defensive shape with everyone behind the ball. Here's a left-footed strike. From a ways out, it wasn't too far off target, was it? Just wide in the end. Some nervy moments for the U.S. late in this one. But in the end, it's a goal kick. Yeah, John Brooks on that last chance for Elise. He just got beat here. Elise blew right by Brooks. Tight angle shot, but Steffen able to make the right-footed stop. Park the bus, absolutely. YD Dub Bud. Thanks for tuning in. Steffen sends it well beyond midfield. Aronson chips it into the air. Yeah, Honduras certainly have to go for it now. Burst of acceleration. Des with the lead pass, but Sibachu couldn't get there as he's searching for a second goal off the bench. Looking for the quick punt is Lopez. This one driven forward, headed down by John Brooks. Now Honduras with it, and nowhere to go on that far side. The U.S. take it away. Kellen Acosta the steal. Serginho Dest. Now Pulisic. Oh, what a move. Pulisic with the nutmeg. Eventually lost it, and then the Honduran player couldn't quite pan out who it was. Tripped over his own teammate, and now it's the U.S. once again in possession. On the right wing, it's Brendan Aronson. Aronson taking it to the corner flag, shielding the ball, but it's last touched by him, and Honduras got exactly what they want, a goal kick. We got just under 2.5 minutes to play, halfway through stoppage time, and the final U.S. substitution will be made here as Matt Miazga will replace Christian Pulisic. Obviously, a defensive-minded change here as the U.S. are just trying to hold on at this point. Pulisic, just 5 days after winning a Champions League final, winning a Champions League with Chelsea and playing in the final, nearly played the full game tonight in this one as he gets a round of applause from the crowd in Denver. It's not game yet, Elvin, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, take the bus to the finals, exactly. Matt Miazga, one of the more older players on this U.S. team. He, of course, has a lot of experience playing in Europe. And I'll admit, I don't even know where he is right now. Is he still in Holland? Or he, of course, had a very short spell with Chelsea. He was on loan for a while. This is back to Brooks, who heads it to Steffen. No, he's in Belgium. That's right. He's with Anderlecht. How did I forget? Yep. He was in Holland before that, I believe. Now he's in Belgium. Matt Miazga. A minute to play here. Can the U.S. hold on to punch their ticket to the Nations League final? The crowd in Denver is louder than they've been all night. They know that the home side is seconds away from victory. That's taken away in the midfield by Honduras. Now brought ahead by Rodriguez. Rodriguez going wide. This is Alvarado. Alvarado floats one in, headed away by John Brooks. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Mauricio. It is frustrating, but as long as they hold on for the win, a win's a win at the end of the day. It wasn't a pretty performance. It was far from it, but I'll take the victory as Sibachu goes after the ball, and the whistle wasn't blown for a while, and now it will be. And a yellow card has been handed out to Albert Thalise for his protests. And that's probably the last opportunity that Honduras could have had. Oh, yeah, Albert Thalise went right in front of the referee. You can't do that. You can't do that. He knew what he was doing as well. The final whistle is already echoing. And there it is. It's all over. The United States victorious. A 1-0 victory over Honduras. And the United States of America are moving on to the CONCACAF Nations League final, where they will meet either Mexico or Costa Rica. It wasn't pretty on the night, but in the end, the U.S. get the job done. Honduras put up one heck of a fight, but it wasn't enough in the end. Jordan Sibachu scoring the game-winning goal off the bench. What a moment for the youngster. The game-winning header in the 89th minute. Thank you so much, Michael. I am glad you enjoyed the broadcast as the fans in attendance get their money's worth as the home side gets through to the final. It was nervy at the end. The U.S. left it late, but ultimately get the job done. A victory for the U.S. and a final upcoming on Sunday, a chance for a trophy. The United States will quickly rest up, 2 days off before the final Sunday night. I will be on the call for that game. I believe it's at 9:30 Eastern time, so a bit of a late start, but hey, it's a final. I'm ready for it. Hope you guys are as well. Yeah, it was a good game, Elvin, for sure. Honduras put up a good fight, but the U.S. pulled through. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. My name is Samuel Reese, signing off, saying so long. And for those of you who want to join, I will be on in a matter of minutes for the third period of the Bruins Islanders. A busy night for myself, but I'm absolutely loving it. I am a diehard Boston Bruins fan, so I'll be on for the third period of that game in a couple minutes' time. I'll quickly get hydrated before that, switch into my Bruins gear, and I'll be ready for period 3. Oh, you were checking my channel and the news broke about Boston. You wondered if I was doing a special chat. Yeah, unfortunately not, Ben. I was at school when the news broke, and I was busy all day yesterday. But yeah, obviously big news within the Celtics organization. I might make a video on that. I just haven't been able to get around to it with school and all. Thank you, Lon. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of the broadcast. Honduras 0. The United States won. The final score, the U.S. are on to the Nations League final to face either